Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ron Wallace here with Ballin' Down South Sports Network, here with another episode of the interview. Now, my next guest is not new to coaching, definitely not new to winning. He graduated from Greenville High School, where he played football, basketball, and baseball, three-sport athlete. Went on to graduate from the University of West Alabama. Started coaching football in 2014 at Sumter Central High School under the coach Eddie Jackson. Then he started coaching at Greenville football also again in 2015 under coach Josh McClendon. Then he became the head basketball coach there at Greenville from 2017 to 2021 to where he is now. Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring him on right now. The new head coach over at Andalusia High School, Marcus Mickles. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
Pretty good, Coach, man. Good. Glad to have you on the network, man. Have you on here, man. I know it's raining out there. I can hear the rain in the background.
Yeah, pretty hard.
Well, man, tell the people about yourself real quick for the people that don't know Marcus Mickles. I know there's a lot of people up there in that area that know who you are, but the people that's watching this interview here this evening, just go ahead and tell a little bit about yourself, where you played high school and coming into college and come back home to coach.
I'm from Greenville, Alabama. Graduated from Greenville. Like you said, I participated in three sports. Then I ended up getting a baseball scholarship to Concordia College. Went there for a while, and then transferred to University of West Alabama, and ended up getting my bachelor's from there, and getting a little grad school, which I'm still in grad school now for my master's. But ended up coming back to Greenville. Coach McClendon, he coached me in high school, so he gave me an opportunity to come back home, and I've been there with him for his tenure at Greenville High School. And the basketball job came open, and I told him I wanted a chance at it, and he gave me the opportunity. And I really appreciate him, Mr. Dean, and the current principal, Mr. Howard, for giving me the opportunity to lead that program.
Now, coming out of high school, what made you go to West Alabama? Now, I had on yesterday one of your fellow alums from West Alabama yesterday. So, what made you choose West Alabama?
Just the homie culture, man. It's like our motto is. It's something about that place. It's literally something about that place. It's very tight knit. Everybody knows each other. Everybody looks out for each other. So it was when I went over for the visit. It was very homey. Everybody treated you like you were a part of the family. So
Right.
that's really what drew me into that.
Now, graduating college, coming back to this area, up there in Sumter Central. How was it there? Getting your first coaching job.
Well, Coach Eddie Jackson, I went. I was actually still in college when I started coaching with him, and so I went out there, and he was like, "You want to help coach?" Because there was a lack of coaches. I was like, oh, "Yeah, heck yeah!" And so he was like, "Well, come on out here, I got you." He asked me what I knew. I told him all that stuff. He was like, "I got you." So I started coaching. And he put the ball in my hands and said, "Hey, do your job. Keep holding kids accountable." And I was like, all right, I can make that happen. And from there, that's when I got started.
Well, then went on over to Greenville, where you continued to coach football up until 2017. What made the shift? Did the position come open for the head basketball coach there at Greenville?
Yeah, I was actually coaching the JV team my first 2 years there, and the head coach, left, and then Coach Stu came in, and I helped him, and then I was like, the job came open for the head coach, and I was like, Coach, let me get a shot at it, and he believed in me, gave me the opportunity, and we're where we at right now.
Well, I can tell you this. Looking at this video, one of the rival teams that you play here, Calhoun. Matter of fact, we broadcast that game. I know you had Andalusia, but just talk. We're stick on with Greenville right here, real quick. Talk a little bit about some of those guys that you coached there, and then of course you got some of them in college now today.
Well, being at Greenville and being from home it really I had could relate to the kids a whole lot. Those guys helped mold me into the coach I am today. It's kind of a wishy-washy situation when the kids know you from when you were younger and that type of stuff. So it's kind of hard to get them to understand that, hey, this is what we're doing and that type of stuff. But a group of guys like Dawson Sarblah, who's attending Air Force now, Jadakiss Anderson, who's at Snead State, and Jabaz Sims, who's at Wallace in Selma. Those guys really, had great work ethic, did their thing, and got the opportunity to play at the next level. It's some younger guys that will get the opportunity also, like Tyler Mallory. Those guys, all those guys just worked really hard, came from different situations, but knew that, basketball could be an opportunity for them. So they get in the gym all the time. They'll tell you we'll stay in there about 2 o'clock in the morning. We working.
Wow.
So those guys really put in the work to be where they are today. And like I said, Greenville's home for me. So I really wanted to give them that opportunity to go to the next level, to do what they love to do.
Well, now you're at Andalusia, and that was a surprise to me because I had no idea that you would possibly be getting that job. So how did that job come along, and how did you seal the deal of getting that head coaching position?
Well, the job came open, and I spoke with Dr. Shakespeare, and he gave me the rundown and the logistics of everything, and said that I was his guy and that he would love for me to run this program there. And I was like, hey, this is a great opportunity. I had begun to get complacent at home, no pressure at all. So I wanted to, take a step out and, see what else is out there for me. So the opportunity came open, and I just took the chance.
Now you just said Dr. Shakespeare, man. I'm like, wait a minute, that's an important last name. So I'm like, I'm about to meet this end. We got a Shakespeare here in this time and age. I wonder if he's some kin to him, but I would love to talk to him. So you got the job at Andalusia. So you got the job at Andalusia. What are you looking forward to getting out of those athletes that you're going to be coaching, and what's your coaching philosophy?
Well, these guys are very, very athletic and very talented, and it really fits my style of play. I want to get up and down the floor and press and put pressure on people to make them make turnovers and just get up and down the floor and score the basketball and shoot a lot. And so those guys kind of fit my system really well. We got a couple players, couple young players like Tyler Singer, Tevin Singer, and we got some older guys coming back from last year that was a big piece of them, like Michael Horrell and Brandon Davison. Those guys are really, dedicated. Ever since the day I got there, they've been calling me, texting me, Coach, can we get in the gym? Coach, can we get in the gym? We spend a lot of time in the gym just in the last week and a half that I've been there. And so I love the work ethic with those guys. My biggest thing as a coach, as my philosophy, like my biggest thing is we're going to create great young men who are going to be assets to society. So like, it's more than basketball with me. It's about giving these kids the opportunity to experience different things so that they can go out in community and be involved and help be productive in their daily lives.
Now you had a pretty good record there at Greenville. What are some of the teams you're going to be going up against this season since you're up there in Andalusia now?
Well, as you know, we're in the same area as Greenville, so we'll definitely be facing those guys. And Charles Henderson is loaded with Akeem Shorts and Tay Knox. They're going to be loaded. So our area is pretty tough all alone, just by itself. We've scheduled a couple games with Enterprise, who were the state runner-up in 7A last year. We also have scheduled Park Crossing. Who's coached by Courtney Ward, that's her hometown. So it's going to be a jam-packed gym coming to see her come back to Andalusia. And then we got a couple more games. We got Ott back on the schedule, who's a rivalry of Andalusia's. So it's going to be really good. We also have our own Christmas tournament. It's like December the 9th through the 11th. So it's going to be some good competition in that tournament. And we're going to have some fun this year.
So now, how has the community up there in Andalusia embraced you coming? I'm very sure they probably knew about you from Greenville, but how has the community reacted to your hiring?
It's really been overwhelming, man. The day they found out I was hired, I probably had like 300 messages in my messenger from Facebook people congratulating me, asking me if I need anything, let them know, and that type of stuff. So it's been huge, the support that I've been getting, and the news, that the newspaper articles and all this type of stuff. Just it's been really overwhelming.
Well, you definitely got to give us something to write about up there now. Even though you up there, we're gonna still cover you guys. So
Yes, sir.
which will lead to other schools also in that area getting that same coverage. We may have me and KT may have to take a trip up there, man. All the way up there
Oh
to
yeah,
Andalusia, man. But real quick, there's a couple things I want to talk about three more things before I let you go.
no
One,
problem.
one academics. What's your stance on academics? You being a college athlete yourself, knowing what it takes to get there to play at that next level. What is your stance on that, and what is your take, and what would you tell your athletes?
Um, well, my stance on academics is huge for me. We like at Greenville, we had study hall. We had different things that put in place so that our guys can actually get the opportunity to go to the next level. Because if you don't have grades or anything of that nature, it's gonna be huge for them if they don't have the grades. They don't get that opportunity. So like I preach grades, grades, grades. The way you act in class, the way you act in the community, all those things matter. So that's a very huge thing with me. Academics is very important.
Okay, and secondly, social media, bad or good? What do you think about social media?
Social media is really good. I'm for social media. It helps the kids get exposure. That's the difference in this day and age. Like you can go viral or those different things and have the opportunity for college coaches to see you just off one video. But it's also it has its cons to it. I talk to my guys all the time. Like you represent not only yourself, but you represent Andalusia High School. You represent your parents, myself, and we're not going to do those type of things. So we have some guidelines on social media so that we can, be on the same page with those type of things. So we try to do it the right way.
And and to stand on that point about social media, one thing that I tell kids, this is your brand, this is your name. It will follow you.
Absolutely.
They need to think of it as a brand. So if you're doing something out there that's not positive, that can ruin your brand, i.e., ruin your chances at getting a scholarship to a junior college or whatever level you may play at the next level. So I think it's your brand. And lastly,
Oh, absolutely.
and almost last ago, so the NCAA has passed the name, likeness, and image thing. And from what I'm seeing, I do believe at some point it will make itself down to the high school level at some point. When and if it does, and if you're still coaching, what would you advise your kids to do in that situation so that they make sure they stay eligible? Because there's a lot of factors, and I'll be holding a conference on this, talking about this new NLI. What would you tell your athletes if that did happen at the high school level?
One of the major thing is don't forget the goal at hand. Yeah, money. We put a big emphasis on money, but you don't want to miss out on experiences that could definitely alter and dictate your life. So make sure you're careful with the things you handle, and make sure the people around you are people that are for you and not against you, and have those guys lead guide you to doing the things you need to do. But you definitely got to be mentally tough, because you can definitely these kids see money, they'll stop doing everything for that money. So it's very important that they stay where they need to be.
Yeah, and like I told someone the other day, I'm happy that college athletes now can get paid for their name, likeness, and image. But just be on the safe side, not to sign something or sign with an agent, and it's not for your likeness and that. It's about trying to get you to the next level, to the NBA, because I'm very sure the NCAA hasn't thrown out that rule about hiring an agent
Right.
for something like that, so you'll ruin your eligibility. And lastly, if you have a kid that's going to be a senior, or possibly even in the 11th grade over the summertime, what would you inspire and tell those kids to work on even in the off season or getting ready for that next level?
Well, the biggest thing is the mental toughness and being mentally prepared. One of the biggest things for people that go out and go to the next level, they're not mentally prepared. Nobody's there to tell them, "Hey, you got to do this, you got to do that." And so it really, you have to work on being mentally focused and working really hard in order to get to that next level.
All right, folks. Andalusia Varsity Boys Basketball new head coach, Marcus Mickles. Thank you for coming on the network today, Coach.
Thank you.